All right. Hello, crypto community. Jeff Kirdeikis here with Siranush, the head of marketing at Crypterium. Siranush, thanks so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me. Hi, everybody.
So for anyone who's not aware, Crypterium is a project that is helping bring a lot of mass adoption into cryptocurrency. And right now, you know, the price of Bitcoin hovering around $11,000, $11,500. The bulls, the bears, they're struggling back and forth. We're not really sure, you know, where Bitcoin is headed, where the crypto market in general is headed. There's a lot of friction points, people saying, you know, crypto's not ready for mass adoption. And Siranush, I'd love to get your insights, as this is kind of like the niche that Crypterium is in right now. You know, what do you feel are some big friction points to be able to onboard the masses into cryptocurrency?
Sure, that's a great question, actually. When we started building this project, it was around 2 years ago. It was a nightmare getting into the crypto world or cashing out your crypto. The whole process was so complicated. I remember when the Bitcoin was rising, you know, in December 2017, all my friends were talking to me, trying to get some instructions on how to buy Bitcoin, and then ending up asking me to do it for them.
Right.
So, yeah, it was a nightmare, and it's still a nightmare in some of the countries. Our team loved cryptocurrencies. We've been looking at them since 2014 in different places, but we talked about it a lot. And then we realized that for mass adoption, there should be a tool that would give an easy access to cryptocurrencies, and it should be an all-in-one solution where you can buy crypto, exchange it, you can cash it out to your bank card in case you need some extra cash. And when you probably should be able to also pay with crypto for things, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, the last part became our obsession. So we really wanted people to use Bitcoin, Ether, all of the major cryptocurrencies, just like they use, I don't know, US dollars, euro, whatever currency they have. Because in this case, you have the real choice of the currency. Like if you live in London, you can choose whether you want to pay in dollars, in euro, whatever. But with crypto, you can choose between the major currencies, depending on whatever you like more. So we decided that we're going to enable people to do that. And it took us more than a year to build the solutions we really wanted. So the first one is the app that I talked about. So people from around the world, and this is very important because we don't want to be a regional product. We don't want to enable people in a separate region to do everything with crypto. So it's a global solution. People can buy, exchange, do anything with their cryptocurrencies. Within a couple of months, we will also introduce our savings accounts. So if you have Bitcoin, but you don't want to spend Bitcoin or do anything with it, you can just get interest on your savings. We also have crypto loans not integrated in the app, but still they're up and running on the website. So we have a lot of financial products, just like traditional financial products, but for the cryptocurrencies. And then the other product that took the longest time to build is the crypto card. So it looks, I don't have it on me, so you will have to check the website, but it basically works like any bank card, but you load it with cryptocurrencies. That's it. So we use the railroads built by other payment processors like Visa, MasterCard, UnionPay, and we enable people to buy the same things they buy every day with their crypto holdings. And I think it's amazing because I really like the whole crypto space and crypto solutions. So right now you can finally use it in real life, in everyday life. So it's really amazing. And when we talk about the mass adoption, this I think is the tipping point, because when people get real use cases of spending their crypto or saving their crypto and earning some passive income with it, and it's not a complicated process because we made it really easy. So the UX of the app is amazing. Then you can talk about mass adoption, because I don't know, a year ago, there were a couple of solutions in like very specific markets where you could do these things, but still it was very complicated. Now it's super easy. And I will give you one more example. For example, you're now in Canada, right?
Yeah.
I am in Moscow right now. So how can I send money to you? Can I use your card number? Can I use your, I don't know, bank account, anything like that? How long would it take? How much should I pay to send you any money, right? With the Crypterium app, you can do it in 1 second for free. And all I need is your phone number. And even if you don't have the app, you will receive an SMS with a link to the app. And when you download it, you already have the money on your balance. So that's how easy we made the whole process.
Right. So it just to kind of double click on something that you mentioned there. So you mentioned free, but there is like a 0.5% charge for Crypterium purchases, or can you just kind of expand on exactly where the free versus the fee comes in?
Sure. So all the crypto transactions are free. When you top your account up with Bitcoin, or when you're getting money out of Crypterium wallet to the exchange, it's all done for free. And the 0.5% fee comes when it's a transaction between fiat and crypto. So when you buy cryptocurrencies, you have to pay the fee. And when you cash out crypto, you have to pay the fee.
Right.
But again, we really want to make this product for the masses. So we have one of the lowest fees on the market.
Yeah, that actually is incredibly low, because you compare something to like Coinbase and their onboarding fees, maybe 3-5%, depending how you do it, and on or off, and then you get your bank fees too. So that's an incredibly good fee. And I think, just to kind of summarize everything you're saying, I fully agree. There's kind of like three main things that you touched on, like the on ramps. That's what we need for mass adoption. We need off ramps like payments, and we need it to be user friendly. And I think you guys have done a phenomenal job. I actually I thought it was 0.5% across the board, but yeah, so if crypto transactions are free, you guys are making this friendly and as cheap as possible for everybody. And that's really incredible, actually. So you guys, like you mentioned, have a couple different aspects of Crypterium. You have the mobile version versus, say, the card itself. I'd love to just kind of dive into the mobile version. I know a lot of people have been asking the near field communication system, is that in the pipeline, and how do you pay currently with the Crypterium app? And then what will that look like in the future potentially?
Sure. So in the app, there was already an option to make a bank transfer. So wherever you could pay with a bank transfer, you could pay with the Crypterium app. Right now it's under maintenance, but it's going to be back in a couple of weeks, I think. So it will enable to pay, for example, your loans, your taxes, stuff like that, to make purchases in the shops where bank transfers are available. Then we have the card, and the card basically works everywhere. It's 179 countries, 2 million plus ATMs, shops around the world. So the process is the same. You order the cards, you can get it within 3 days with our express delivery. And then you just load your crypto to this card. You go to the shop, you pay with it, you enter your PIN, it's done. So there are quite a lot of videos on the internet showing how our happy users pay with this card using their Bitcoin. Most of them are using Bitcoin, but they can also use other cryptocurrencies. So that's the second product. And regarding NFC, we really wanted to build this solution first, but then it would take a bit longer. Right now, we have it in pipeline for the third quarter of this year. We will have another
card. So that's coming really soon then?
Yeah, very soon. Yeah. So we have a new partner. Right now, we have a bank partner in Philippines, and this one is going to be in Europe. And the new card will be already branded with the Crypterium name, Crypterium colors, everything, and it's going to be NFC enabled. So people would just tap and pay instead of inserting the cards.
Very cool. Got it. Nice. And so a lot of people maybe who are new to crypto, they think, okay, so I'm paying with crypto. What is the merchant essentially receiving? Are they receiving cryptocurrency, or are they receiving fiat? And how does that all work?
Okay, so no, merchants are not receiving cryptocurrency, because no one in the right mind would actually agree to that, because crypto right now is very volatile. So what we're doing at the same moment where you're trying to pay, we're taking your crypto from your balance, and then the merchant receives fiat, and we're making the exchange. We can do that because we have relations with one of the biggest market makers in the world. So we really get the best rates. We also have an AI system that chooses the best rates from top exchanges that we're integrated with. So it's a very smooth process. It takes a couple of seconds. So the time of transaction is almost instant. But yeah, you pay with Bitcoin, merchants get fiat, everybody's happy. And basically merchant doesn't even know that you haven't paid with, I don't know, dollars and you used your Bitcoin account.
Right, for sure. Yeah, all they see is just a different colored card, and that's all they know.
Yeah, that's true.
That's cool. So on the merchant side, because if retail consumers are using Visa, MasterCard, Amex, the fees can be as high as 3% on the merchant side.
Yeah.
So what's the fee breakdown for Crypterium? Is it of benefit for merchants to be accepting the Crypterium card, or how does that all work?
Well, right now we don't have any business with merchants, right? It's all on the consumer side. So we use the systems built by the other payment providers, by Visa, by MasterCard, by UnionPay. So for them, nothing changes. They still have to pay the 2% commission for this. To help merchants pay less of these commissions, we've actually been thinking of releasing some kind of QR payment solution where you actually pay with Bitcoin and we help merchant to cash it out. And then the fee for the transaction would be really low, but it's not the priority. Maybe sometime in the future we'll do it. It will also take a lot of effort because you have to explain to all the merchants the benefit.
One by one, yeah, that's a big task.
Well, if you get a couple of big partners, probably the others would be less.
Right.
So yeah, we have discussed this idea. Maybe we will get back to it. But right now, what we want is to use the existing financial system and enable our customers to use Bitcoin within that system. And then we might start building something else for the merchants.
Right. So then if I'm going to pay for something, whether it's on Amazon with a card or at a store, I'm going to just be paying a 0.5% fee to pay with crypto then.
Yes, let me just think of all the fees that we have with that.
For sure.
Yes, I think right now it's 0.5% that you pay for the crypto fiat transaction, but it's better to just go to the website, cards.crypterium.com. We have all the fees out there. It's very transparent, so you always know what are you paying for and how much are you paying.
Perfect. Right on. And so you guys on your website, I was just scrolling through and I noticed one little marketing piece and I forget the exact phrasing, but it said something like the first global payment card for cryptocurrency. Yeah. And so, there's other cards out there, that I think there's Monaco, there's WireX, there's the Coinbase card. So what sets you guys apart from those three or makes you guys the first in a given sector?
It is the first card that you can order around the globe. So, you can order WireX card only if you're a UK citizen and European citizen. I think they launched their product for Europe as well. Same for Coinbase. Monaco is only available in Singapore. They've been talking about their plans to go to the US market, but still they're only available in Singapore. So all these solutions are very narrow when it comes to regions where they're available. And our solution is basically available anywhere except for the countries under sanctions, stuff like that. So you can't get it, I don't know, in Iran or Syria, countries like that. But other than that, wherever you are, you can get the card. And the funny thing is today we've been looking at the audience, trying to understand where most of the customers are coming from. So there are people from 168 countries who already ordered the card. 168. Nobody else can do that.
That's very cool. And that's really commendable that you guys have been the first to the punch to get to all those countries, because no question, WireX, Coinbase, Monaco, they're all trying. And so I know you don't want to reveal your industry secrets, but that's commendable that you guys have been able to go for that. And I'm curious, what have you guys seen in your data points that have been the most crypto-friendly countries that are excited to onboard with this card?
So the leader is the United States. We get most of the transaction and most of the card orders from the United States. Mm-hmm. And I think it's understandable because people are very techy there. Everybody has internet. Most of them are very interested in crypto. So they're really into our products. And right after that come the South American countries. So we have a huge community in Brazil. They're very supportive. We really love them because these people are helping us to grow organically very fast in Brazil. We have Argentina and Colombia, countries like that with a lot of card orders. And I think we can explain it if we look at the financial systems in these countries. In most of South American countries, it's a disaster. If you look at Brazil, for example, you will see that the 5 biggest banks have 80% of the market, and then they can charge any fees they want. And when people go abroad and try to pay with their Brazilian cards, they pay almost a 7% fee on each international transaction, which sounds crazy, right? Yeah. For people from other countries, but still they do it. So in these countries, the whole financial system is not very well developed. So we have a very good product we can offer them. And again, it's very user-friendly. It's easy to understand. Even if you have never tried to buy crypto, you can do it in 3 simple clicks. And then we get a lot of users there. Other than that, we have quite a lot of users in Europe, mostly like Germany, Netherlands, Sweden, Norway. We have quite a lot of users in Russia, and then we have some users in Australia and New Zealand, and we're really trying to get to these regions because I think we have huge potential there.
Mm-hmm. And so, you mentioned South America, which I find a very interesting use case, because I think one of the biggest things for cryptocurrency, you look at like the United States, and it's very much like it's tech, it's innovation, and it's cool, but it's just this next thing. It's kind of like almost a gadget for a lot of people. It's not necessary. It helps, but it's not like a foundation of life. Whereas, you look down in South America, and a lot of these countries, like you say, they have banking cartels essentially, or they're facing hyperinflation and their currency is becoming worthless. And so how do you see, maybe this is just more of a kind of a personal question, not necessarily, it has to be like associated with the Crypterium brand, but in your opinion, what do you feel is going to be like a trend or a way that you see the world moving as more of these crypto solutions like Crypterium come into the space, into these disenfranchised countries that are really trying to put like a stranglehold on their populace, but and obviously they're going to try to fight these upcoming technologies like you see in Venezuela. It's hyper illegal there, and as is India.
Okay, so it is surprising, but when we looked at South America from regulatory point of view, most of the governments actually support crypto projects. So, for example, there is a company in Argentina that helps to pay for transportation cards with cryptocurrencies, and it gets support from the Argentinian government. So probably some of the governments really understand that they have problems with their financial systems, and they just can't resist these new solutions that can help with to solve these problems. But yeah, there are countries where governments are not so progressive, and they're against the whole crypto space because they understand that this is not something easy to control. But there's nothing too specific. And with our solution, the thing is that we are still a UK-based company. So if they want our card, it's not something that, some of the other governments in South America can ban or do anything. We have all the licenses. We use also the licenses of our partners, for example, for issuing the cards. And it's super legal. It's very transparent. And when it comes to people who want this solution, it doesn't matter whether their governments really like the crypto or don't, or whether they don't like the crypto, people still can get it. And that's the beauty of the cryptocurrency. You probably know it even better than me because you can't stop it.
It's true. It's always a little frightening, let's say, because if you're using a card and it says, Jeff Kirdeikis or Siranush on it, and, it's going through cryptocurrency, I'd assume that there'd be some kind of way to track that back to you. And so if there was a government that was hyper against cryptocurrency and very in a dictatorship, I'd probably err on the side of caution in that side. Maybe use like something like Monero or something. So yeah, maybe that's a good question. How does privacy relate in, or is it's just going to be like a very public thing? And I'll just toss that question your way.
Yeah, we can't be too private. We understand how important privacy is for people who like cryptocurrency, but we can't, for example, let them pay with Monero because we would instantly become not KYC compliant.
For
And we
sure.
still work with banks, we work with financial partners, acquiring partners, so we just can't do it. Our compliance manager would never let us do it.
Yeah.
When it comes to Bitcoin, Ether, other major currencies, they are already companies who do AML for these currencies. For example, we use Chainalysis, which is the market leader, and then they mark the bad Bitcoin wallets with some red signals, and we just don't let the client, let the owners of these wallets associated with, I don't know, crime, drugs, stuff like that. We just don't let them register in the app. Other than that, we have the very standard KYC procedure when we identify you as a client. We don't share that information, but still we need to know like who are we working with, and then we check it for political persons and all the things. Basically, we do the same things that any banks are doing, but we do it in a way that's painless, I would say, because
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the KYC is very smooth. You don't have to walk to the bank branch to open an account, do things like this. But still, when it comes to money, the company just needs to understand who it's working with. So, yeah.
Yeah, and so you don't even need a bank account to be able to set up Crypterium. So people who live in these disenfranchised countries, this essentially allows them to have a bank account in the palm of their hand with the card. Off they go.
Sure.
So, yeah, this is a massive solution. Yeah.
So maybe this would be the first card for some people in countries where the banking system is not very good. So maybe the Crypterium card would be their first card, and that's very cool, I think.
That's incredibly exciting. Yeah, you just got to get it into their hands somehow. The shipping systems aren't so hot, I know, in a lot of those countries. But yeah, it is incredible to think, half the world's population is underbanked, and so the market potential for something like this is just astronomical. It's really hard to fathom for us, talking over Skype and having this kind of conversation, the state of the world at large. And so I think this is such an incredible solution.
That's true. And also when you talk about the unbanked population, well, we get a lot of questions about NFC, right? But for example, even when I travel in Europe, there are a lot of countries where I can't use the NFC solution. So, so I think people wanted, some of our users really wanted, but for us, it was really important to give the product that everybody can use. And for example, if you go to, I don't know, Argentina and Brazil, they don't really think, oh my God, I want NFC. They think, I want a card where I don't pay 7% tax, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we built a universal product. Now we're moving forward with some perks, with some nice features, with a better design, probably stuff like that. But we have the core product out there already, and people are really happy to see it.
For sure. I fully agree. And so one question, maybe this is a topic, it just needs to be touched on. It's the least sexy topic of them all, but taxes. So when, if you're fiat, there's no taxes on that transaction. In a lot of countries, I think the majority of them, whenever you trade, buy, sell cryptocurrency, you have to track your capital gains, capital losses, and their taxable events. So how does that get integrated into the Crypterium app, and how is it? How are you guys making that easy for people who use your app?
It's not very easy right now. You have the history of transactions where you can see where when did you buy Bitcoin and how much was it worth, and then you can put it in your declarations and things like that. We are going to implement some kind of reports that you would be able to download in some kind of PDF format and then use for your taxes. We don't have it now, but we understand how important it is, and we are going to implement it. We just need to do some other things, like, for example, savings accounts come with a higher priority than this tax reports.
For sure.
But we're definitely going to have it in the app, so that people would be just downloading the reports and then showing it to tax authorities, showing gains, showing losses, and then moving on with it.
Yeah. If you have a one-click download that you can just pass to your attorney or your tax guy, that's all people want, because it is just a crazy world. You're downloading all your transactions from Binance and Coinbase and your ledgers. you want to pound your head against like against the wall for days on end. I'm going through that right now myself. It's not
Oh,
fun.
sorry.
Yeah. But let's pivot to something that's a little more exciting for a lot of people, and I'm sure for you guys at Crypterium as well. Today, you guys made the Coin Market Cap top gainers list. I think you went up 40% on $3 million worth of volume. That is not, and so that brings you guys to, what do you rank now? I think top
130 something.
130 something. So that's really incredible. So 45% when you're, that established and that much volume. What's going on? What caused this pump here?
Okay, so basically we had a great month in July. First of all, in mid-June, we actually released the cards. So first people got their cards in July. They started using it. They loved it. They shared their experience on the internet. So everybody knows that we have the best cards on the market. This is the first thing. We got huge media exposure from this solution because everybody was interested in the cards, a lot of bloggers, a lot of media. So we got new users. Right after that, we've started burning our tokens. So basically, our tokenomics says that the 0.5% we take as a fee for crypto fiat transactions, we burn it. We don't take it to the company. We don't use it anywhere else. We just burn it. And this reduces the number of tokens in circulation. So people like it because they're thinking like, okay, the number of tokens is decreasing, and then the demand is increasing. This might mean something. The other thing was that we launched our monthly loyalty program. So the most active users of the app and the card get rewarded. It's some kind of cashback that depends on how much CRPT do you have in the app and how many transactions do you make in the app. So we distributed the first rewards in the beginning of August, and everybody was super happy. And then finally, what I think was the reason for this incredible growth that we've seen is, one more thing. We've also integrated with the Binance chain. It also gave us more exposure. So we're in talks with Binance for adding BNB to our wallets and then letting people to pay with BNB. And this will give us access to the Asian market where we are not so popular yet. And other than that, we also partnered with a huge Korean financial company called Paxnet. It's a publicly traded company. We've created a joint venture so that they would help us with user acquisition in South Korea and then the whole Asian market. So this was the huge news. And all this together gave us some really good exposure. And yesterday, I saw a report from one of the research companies in the crypto space. I'm not sure I will remember the name now, but the report was basically saying that Crypterium has the best solution for crypto payments right now in the market, that the token is undervalued, and that, well, basically they advise their clients to go there and to buy CRPT tokens. So all of that together gave us the result we saw today. We were actually very happy in the morning. So I woke up, I saw the 40% rise of the token price, and I was like, okay, finally people started. Yeah.
Maybe you guys will be the first one to start the altcoin run, because we have just been in the tube right now in the market. Yeah. So if you guys started off, hats off to you guys.
Sure.
Starting the altcoin run at 2019. So looking forward, you mentioned a few things in the roadmap already, but is there anything else that, people who are in the Crypterium community that you feel would be interested to know or to hear about?
Well, basically right now we want to make improvements to all the features that we have. For example, you can buy crypto with your bank card, but for some regions, bank card is not the best solution. They want to buy it with a bank transfer. So we're implementing bank transfers for this. And we're making improvements on all the features. For exchange, we're partnering with new exchanges also to give better rates. We're partnering with new acquiring partners to help you cash out to any bank card in the world. So improving the features is one of the things we're working with. The second one is releasing our savings accounts and implementing loans to the app. And then it's all about user acquisition. So we're releasing referral program. We're trying to make people bring their friends to this app and to incentivize them to order the cars, because we really think that this solution can help a lot of people in a lot of regions, as we just want to spread the word. So this would be our focus in 2019.
Nice. And I think a referral program is generally a way that just helps things go so viral. So for people who are listening, who are interested, they've listened to the episode, they're like, okay, this is a solution, this is viable, I want to get in, and I want to like share this with my friends and maybe make some money off that sharing. Where do they find the referral program, and what is the referral program?
Okay, so it's going to be released this month. Okay, this is the first time we're talking about the referral program. So
cool, exclusive.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. So we decided that we want to get a mix of CPA model with the revenue share model. You can invite your friends, any friends from the phone book, by sending them $5 in the Crypterium app, and then they get the link to download the app. They have the $5. They just need to verify their identity. It's already on their balances. After that, you get 25% of everything that we earn on the commissions from your friends for a year. So it can be a very large sum if you invite a lot of money who make transactions in the app. So in my opinion, it should be very attractive for the people in the crypto space.
For sure. And so that $5 that's getting accredited to their account, that's in Crypterium tokens, yeah?
Either in Crypterium tokens or in BTC. We haven't decided yet, so it's going to be a surprise for you.
Right on. Okay, well, looking forward to that surprise. Hats off to you guys for everything you've done in the space. The app looks great. I've just heard raving reviews from everyone who's used it. So thanks so much for coming on and having a chat.
Okay, thank you very much for having me again.
Thanks, Siranush.
Yeah, bye.